Elektra the Ninja Hand Assassin. Now a quick rundown on her origins. She first appeared in Daredevil Comics 1981, and she meets Matt Murdock in law school, and her father was also a Greek ambassador who ended up getting killed in a hit. After that, she was an orphan. She pretty much left New York and Matt, and then she went to go train with Stick, a martial arts sensei, and then she gets a little darker. She leaves Stick to go train with the Hand, becoming an assassin for them. Her weapon of choice is Okinawan Sais. You don't see too many Sai fighters except for Raphael from Ninja Turtles and Melina from Mortal Kombat. She also did dirt for Kingpin, which is where Bullseye comes in because he got jealous that Kingpin replaced him with her. So he hunts down Elektra, he throws a card at her throat, slices her up, she bleeds out, then he comes up and stabs her with her own side and she dies. And then the Hand Assassins find her body and basically resurrect her back to life. And she's not just a basic peak level human without powers, she actually gained an ability since the resurrection. So she now has a naturally heightened psychic ability, a focused awareness. And this is why she's able to hold her own against super soldiers, symbiotes, other heroes with power like Psylocke and all them, because now she's a little bit more popular, and that's where this comic comes in. Elektra's solo series, November 1996. Now, the surface texture of comic book artwork in the 90s was a little bit different. It felt like newspaper. Look at this sick-ass shot, by the way. Busting through the window like a baddie! She's got a fucking score to settle, and she's here to make some noise. She also has gymnastics and ballet dancing in her background, and you can see it reflect right here in her moves, as she jumps down on these sorry-ass ninja holding this guy hostage. They try to rush her, and she flips right over him. Sorry-ass excuse of ninja. Dishonorable. There were days when I would have done some nasty things to you. And dudes in the corner watching, my god, that creature, that woman creature, I'm about to start gooning. Bruce Lee fly kicks one in the face, knocks his fucking teeth out. Now she's angry. Her anger's like a raw, bloody steak between her teeth. One ninja's name is Rat, and he makes a clumsy attack. And he just drops his sword and tries to fucking run away, plead for his life. I'm sorry! And she's all like, too late, little rat. Now I'm gonna have to kill you all. Now the guy's name is Conrad Wise, or Conrad Weeze. And this is actually a dance studio that he owns and invites Elektra to come on by. Ooh, but there's someone lurking in the shadows watching like some sick fuck beating off. Now, for the origins of her name, she was actually named after the woman in Greek mythology whose father was slain and who plotted bloody revenge. So she always wonders if her father knew how the myths of the past would be relived. And then Sensei Stick shows up out of nowhere trying to teach her, show her how to face the truth. She doesn't want to talk about the darkness, and he's all like, but you must. You must think about when things were good. And these panels are just going through all her memories, good and bad. Master Stick makes a comment saying that you won't find peace until you fill the empty space left behind with something more than darkness. While Elektra's all like, but how do I do that, Stick? And she turns around and he's nowhere to be seen. She fucking Batmaned her. Now those ex-gangsters posing as ninjas that Elektra whooped earlier ended up coming to the dojo to give it a shot. But they're not used to being bossed around, so two of them are getting pissed and they end up dipping. While Ratty, the one that got the fly kick to the face, actually ends up staying and giving it a chance. Now the two senseis that own the dojo are Sensei Stewart and Sensei Lau, and Elektra's just basically there to write the checkbook for him. And before she leaves, the senseis already feel like the vibe is off. And they tell her that they think somebody might be watching the dojo, and she's all like, chill, lots of crazy people in here. And then she goes back to visit Conrad Weeze at the dance theater. She needs to blow off some steam, so she starts aura farming, dancing, showing off her skills. And Conrad is just amazed. He's all like, I'm about to build a show around this girl. So she makes a deal with him that she'll dance as the centerpiece of his show for money to pay for the rent for the sensei's dojo. And then after practice she leaves and Logan's already waiting for her. He's the ride. They take off and Wolverine's already thinking the worst. He's all like, you doing contract hits for that weasel? And she's all like, nah, I'm gonna be a dancer. But back at the dojo, Sensei Stewart and Sensei Lau are having dinner. And then somebody busts out the windows, then the lights go out. Oh shit. They go to find Rat, but he's unresponsive. And then they notice something. And then Elektra and Logan make it back. She asks him that when he was a little boy, was he ever afraid of the dark? And Logan was all like, nah, the dark was afraid of me. Good night, Logan. Thanks for the ride. She's back in her apartment, meditating, trying to calm down, trying to figure out why she feels so uneasy. And remember that psychic ability I told you about earlier? Her focused intuition? Well, this is a perfect example of it because she immediately realizes what's going on. She's like, oh shit, no. She runs and checks on the dojo. The lights are out. She finds Ratty unresponsive, but he still might live. And then she turns around and finds the senseis hanging upside down, barely alive. Senseis, who the fuck did this? As they point at the spiral written in blood, motherfucking Bullseye. He wants round 2, no choice but to give it to him. But the senseis don't want her ruining her peace. Get Rat to the hospital. This shouldn't take long. So she goes back to the same spot where Bullseye killed her. And now she'll never be afraid of the dark again. For tonight, she'll give that fear a name, a face, and a death certificate. Bullseye, come out for the 1v1, you dishonorable little bitch. Boom, here I am, motherfucker. You just didn't want to stay dead the first time, huh? Now I'm gonna finish the job, make sure you stay dead. Look at this fucking panel. Bullseye looks so roided out. I feel like this will be the perfect role for John Cena. And that leads us into issue 2. We got the setup out of the way, now we're about to get down to the 1v1, motherfucker. Let's get it. And this first panel is actually Bullseye as a kid, and he's actually colorblind because that red dot looks green to him. And he has shitty parents, they weren't really around. A well-drawn 2-page spread. And holy shit, it's Father's Day today? And it sucks for them because one father's dead while the other father is not in the picture. Well, back to the 1v1, fucking come on then, mate. Elektra's doing the best she can. But Bullseye won't shut the hell up. He keeps narrating the fight, calling out all these random facts about her. He knocks her into the wall, and while she's down, he goes for the blonde girl, gets her in a chokehold. Her dad tries to be a hero. Get your filthy hands off her, scumbag. Bullseye's like, shut up, bitch, throws a throwing star at him. But Elektra deflects it just in time. Bullseye's still fact yapping. Waist 22 inches, weight 114 pounds. He throws a whole arsenal at her ass, throwing stars and knives. But Elektra got cat-like reaction speed. She dodges all of them, goes in for a kick, but he catches it. This is a flashback panel about the dad and daughter. They're originally from Iowa. She either wanted to stay in Iowa or go to France. Back in the fight, Elektra's just too close to Bullseye to outmuscle him, cause she goes for a stab, but he grabs her arm and almost breaks it. She's falling right into his mind game distractions. He gets a hold of her side and throws it at her, but she ducks it by inches. Symbolic panel of everything falling apart. She sees Ghost Stick, reminding her of the teaching, but she's losing the battle. Bullseye is so petty, he's fucking punching her in the back. She can't escape him, he's everywhere. He's reading all her moves, he's still yapping about these random facts, and it's actually getting creepy. We get into another flashback panel months ago about these weird medieval looking motherfuckers visiting Bullseye, basically telling him to finish the job on Elektra, make sure she's dead. And this panel reveals why he's so psychotic and obsessed about her. They put his ass in this psychotic training room that's filled with nothing but Elektra, and he spent months studying holograms, films, videos, computer breakdowns of her movements. Yeah, he just wants to straight torture her, make her suffer. He pulled out a baseball bat, started beating the shit out of her with it, and the girl can't keep watching. She wants to do something about it, but Dad's all like, this ain't our fight. And at this point, Elektra's just okay with dying now. She lost all her willpower. It's just her stubbornness keeping her conscious long enough to keep Bullseye distracted so the dad and daughter can get away. Another flashback panel when Bullseye was a kid, getting his ass whooped by Daddy. But later that night, he paints a bullseye on his own head, takes his daddy's gun, puts his finger on the trigger, and makes him shoot himself in the head. Yeah, Bullseye had a disturbed and fucked up childhood, and that's why he's the scumbag he is today. He gets a hold of Versailles again and wants to jam it in the same spot right between the 3rd and 4th rib. Elektra, fight back, please. She's looking like she's ready for a Mortal Kombat fatality. Boom, bitch, I ain't dead yet, you sick bastard. She has to switch up her fighting flow. If all he knows is Elektra, then change the script. Start fighting like a goddess out for blood. Go wild. Draw on the old savage Greek dramas that run through her veins. And it's working because Bullseye can't read her moves anymore. He starts panicking. No, this can't be happening. Shut up, bitch. Who gave you all this information about me? Oh, fuck it. You're better off dead. As she got to drop on his ass. Side to the throat. But then she stops herself. She's like, nah, the darkness almost took me over again. While Bullseye's like, do it, pussy. Kill me. And she's all like, I ain't gonna kill you. I'm gonna have your sorry ass committed. So you can suffer the whole time knowing that I beat your ass. And I'm better than you. As she rips off her father's necklace from Bullseye, she knows he didn't kill him, but the person that did gave it to him to wear. But then she hears a cry and turns around, and it's a daughter huddling over her dad. And damn, it looks like he didn't make it because he got impaled by some of the debris from the fire escape. And even though Bullseye's defeated, another innocent girl lost her father on Father's Day. Holy shit, man. And the story continues in issue 3, but I just wanted to cover these first 2 issues because this was about the fight between her and Bullseye. Yeah, 90s Elektra gets pretty dark, but I ain't finished. I still got a couple more Elektra videos I want to do, and she has some peak-ass stories about when she becomes Daredevil in Gang War and Red Band. Can't wait for those in the future. See ya.